Welcome, fellow fans of Clash Royale. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I am your host, Galadon, and yes, we are talking about how to get on TV Royale in Clash Royale. As you can see right here, Dan211 from the Galadon YouTube clan just recently got on TV Royale, and so I thought that I would go over a little bit about what Dan did to get there and exactly what is the selection process. Well, maybe not exactly, but I do have some pretty detailed statistics thanks to Silent Avenger from the Full Attack clans. We'll get to that in a minute, but first we're going to watch this replay from Dan211, and yes, it is very bizarre. Now, I have to give you guys some backstory. Yes, I have been offering a Google Play or iTunes gift card to the first player who was in a Galadon YouTube clan that made it on TV Royale as kind of an experiment just to see if we could get somebody there, how difficult it would be, how long it would take. And with maybe about 300 people in Galadon YouTube clans, about a week of trying, finally Dan got in there, but not without a lot of effort. You'll notice, of course, Dan is a level 8, and he is playing against a level 4. He dropped a ton of trophies in order to get all the way down to Arena 2 to do this. Now, Dan was no dummy. He studied TV Royale replays, looked and saw exactly what was going on, because originally I think I offered a $10 gift card. After a day or two, I upped it to 25, then to 50, finally to 100 for the very first person, and there's still a bounty out there. I believe I said $25 for the next person to get it, and 10 for everybody after that, every time they show up on TV Royale while in a clan named Galadon YouTube that has the same description as my original Galadon YouTube clan, which I'll put up at the end of this video. So again, Dan studied and found out that what he saw was, it was oftentimes players with spell-based decks, defensively based decks, that were losing to lower level players. In fact, it looked like there were one or two replays on TV Royale where players had already intentionally done their best to try to show up there. So Dan tried it. Now, this is after the change. If you guys remember, when they opened up all the TV Royales to all the different arenas, originally almost every single battle was the 3-3 draw. That was changed. Supercell changed that so it wasn't completely dominated by that, and I will show you guys the exact breakdown in a minute. But check out how close this got. Dan got it as close as possible and then intentionally gets his opponent's King's Tower down to almost nothing, gets it down as close as he can get, and then intentionally loses to Orange of the Food Clan. And that was finally the replay that got him on TV Royale. But Dan did admit it took him 5 hours to drop the trophies and another 2 of losing like this before he finally got there. Alright, so now we are going to show a battle where I kind of tried it after season reset and a breakdown. And this was thanks to Silent Avenger from the Full Attack clans. He sat down and broke out all of the recent TV Royale replays for every arena. And what you're looking at is the percentage of battles that ended in a certain crown count. So 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-1, and 3-0 on the left-hand side. And obviously you can see that the 2-1 victories were by far the most common replay, except for in Arenas 1 and 2, where it was more often 3-1. Also, there is the percentage of battles that included a legendary card and the percentage of battles that ended in overtime. So you guys can pause that if you want to take a look. Now again, this isn't representative of how it was all the time. That was just one specific day, and obviously things may change, but it's a good idea of the drama, and I really think that's where this algorithm is coming in, that is selecting these battles. They're looking for dramatic battles, low hit points on the towers, and most likely not very common decks. Again, when Dan was doing his research, he found a lot of players were getting on there with strange decks that were really defensive, a lot of defensive towers, spawner type buildings, and even X-bows and mortars. So as much as he hated to have to use a mortar, he dropped it in there because he thought it would probably increase the chances of him getting on TV. So is it possible that TV Royale is looking for lower level players beating higher level players? That could be. But it's definitely looking for the close battles. 2-1, again, is by far currently the most popular ending because it is pretty dramatic. They're looking for those close battles, maybe seesaw battles. We really don't know how detailed things get. I mean, could it be looking at battles where people are coming from behind? But most likely, it's just the hit point count, maybe on the King's Tower, especially if you looked at Dan's replay. He didn't get any of his opponent's towers down, but nearly destroyed the King before he lost himself. Now, of course, I figured I would try it because we are right at season reset. I didn't have a chance to attack much right after the Legend League reset, so I found myself back at 3,000 trophies, and by the time I was doing battles, well, almost everybody was level 8, 9, or 10. So I feel kind of bad because it is kind of trollish to be down there and playing these people and making these battles seem closer than they really are. But I did lose a few on purpose as well. Those people were probably pretty happy to 3 crown a level 13 player. But it was also a lot of fun just seeing how close I could get these battles. And I was intentionally winning and losing about 50-50 just so I wasn't purely trolling lower level players, which definitely could be seen as bad manners. And you know, I have to say, I'm guessing that Legend League is going to be changed from 3,000 trophies higher at some point, because right now so many people are getting reset, and those level 8, 9, 10 players are just spending several days getting demolished by the 11, 12, and 13s that have reset way back down to 3,000. So again, I would expect that change in the future, just as Legend League eventually might move up from 5,000 trophies in Clash of Clans. You've got to change it at some point when so many players get there so easily every single season, but we'll see what happens in the future as far as Legend League is concerned. Right now, we've got a replay underway between Austin and another player that ended unbelievably closely, and definitely everybody in the clan when they saw this was like, how did this not end up on TV Royale? But I have to tell you guys, I get several tweets every single day from players with screenshots of unbelievably close outcomes in Clash Royale, and they're like, hey, Galadon, how did I not get on TV Royale in this battle? And you guys do have to remember this. The odds are extremely long about getting on there. I still think it's kind of surprising that we got a full attack member to get on there the first week that we were trying this experiment. But then again, you have to remember that there are literally millions and millions of battles every single day, and just one from each arena is chosen every hour, so the odds astronomically against you against ever getting a replay to show up there. And so maybe Dan had deciphered the code at some point, and again, there's no guarantee that that is going to be able to be replicated, or if things aren't going to change moving forward, because honestly, that's sort of, I gotta admit, kind of a troll type battle, not the most exciting thing to watch. We don't want to watch manufactured replays. We want to see genuine, organic, truly close battles where two players battle it down to the very last hit point and one just barely comes out on top. So right here, Austin has gone down 1 crown to 0. You can see he's come very close to getting his opponent's right crown tower down himself. As they go into double elixir the last 60 seconds, Austin focused with his Hog cycle deck on getting to the tower and at least tying things up. The Hog in, the zap spell, giving that Hog an extra shot, but it's not enough. The tower is so close, but not quite down. Austin back on the defense, trying to stop this big push and seeing if he can somehow, in the last 30 seconds, get back to that tower and get it down. And Austin in such a tough spot right here. A simple zap or fireball is going to take that tower down, but he's forced to try to hold his opponent off to prevent the 3 crown. Now finally, it looks like he is going to stop him from it, so he's going to try to get to that tower, either with direct damage or the princess. It's not going to be the princess. He's forced to throw the fireball with 11 seconds left. He just manages to tie it up, and we are going into overtime, 1 crown each. Now, if you recall that graph I put up on the screen, you'll remember that the 1-0 wins were actually relatively rare on TV Royale. It's almost always either 2-1, 3-1, or 3-2 where the replays get there. Just 1 crown is not that exciting, I guess, according to the algorithm. It's got to be something where multiple towers are taken down. And also, again, overtime, very popular, very common that you see players that go into overtime. And right here, it doesn't look good for Austin. The Hog Rider moving in. He's just barely going to get that Hog down in time. His own minions moving towards the tower. The freeze spell not going to work as the minions counter. and the princess, the arrows, everybody goes down. 20 seconds left in overtime. This is going to be unbelievably close, and get ready. Watch closely the number of hit points on both of these left towers. It is going to go just crazily close right here. Fireball, look at that. It's that's single-digit hit points on the left tower. It looks like Austin has it. Single digits on his own tower, and then he loses 2 crowns to 1 with single-digit hit points on both left towers, and it didn't get to TV Royale. Go figure. Alright, so it's not easy to get there, and maybe those players in the Galadon YouTube clans are hoping for a long shot, but I still have it out there. The next player that gets up there with a TV Royale replay from one of my clans, and it has to have the same description as this Galadon YouTube clan right here that I am currently in. But any other clan that's named the same with the same description, they get on TV Royale. The first person's going to get a $25 US Google Play or iTunes gift card, and everybody after that is going to get $10 US iTunes or Google Play gift cards until further notice. So let me know what you guys think. Are you going to try? Have you been on TV? That is how to do it, and it is definitely not easy. Thank you guys, as always, for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. I appreciate every last one of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope to see you all back here again tomorrow for more Full Attacks.